What we're going to do now is replace a presser foot in a standard style head. What we'll want to do is remove this cover here with this screw, this top cover with this screw here, and then also here and here. What you'll have to do first is cut all the thread and then remove the plates. Once we remove the bottom cover plate and the top cover plate, you'll also see that these screws here are now exposed. There'll be two holding on the lower thread guide and one holding the retaining piece, or there's 4 screws holding this retaining piece. Okay, we're going to talk about repairing or replacing the presser foot or even the needle bar. It's very unlikely that the needle bar will not get damaged because it is solid, but in the event that it does, what we'll have to do is first take out the needle, put your hand underneath, so the parts are going to drop down. We don't want those parts to go flying. So once you loosen up the retaining block, you're going to have a spring washer and a neoprene washer after that. That'll drop down like this. Okay. Remember the order that they went into, because we will have to replace those, and you can always look at the one next to it to see how they go back on. We'll just put that to the side for right now. Then we'll loosen this collar screw that holds the needle in place, and the needle will pop right up. Okay? And there's an E-ring at the very top here that you'll have to turn to the side so you can get past the take-up lever. Okay? Once you get high enough, you'll see that you can pull the presser foot right out, grab a new one, and lift the spring back up, put that into place, and push the needle bar straight down. Okay. So it slides into this position, turn it forward so you can get at there'll be 2 holes. One is for clearing out debris from your needle exit or needle set hole, and the other one will be for the actual needle bar block. Now at this time, what we can do to keep this needle bar from moving around at us, just put a little bit of pressure on this screw right here. Okay. And then we're going to take it. Remember the order of first, the neoprene washer goes on first, then the metal washer is going to go on next, and then the needle bar block goes on last. And then we're just going to tighten that screw up a little bit so it holds. Okay. It's still going to be a little loose because you have to put the needle back in. Again, a fresh needle. Every time we're making any of these repairs, we want to put a fresh needle in. So when we're going to make our settings and adjustments, we know we're doing it with a true needle and not a damaged needle. Okay. Now, this has to be turned to about 15 degrees. Make it so it's in line with the others as far as the screw head itself. Okay. Turn your needle so it's proper. Scarf is to the back. Tighten that up. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll just put a basic setting. As far as you'll see that your needles will taper down a little bit and then back up to the active needle. That's because of the upper face plate. Okay. So we'll just go with a basic setting for now. Engage the needle. Turn over to L+5 on your dial indicator. Turn clockwise to L+5. Insert your gauge. Okay, I'm a little deep right now. So what I'll do is just back off on the screw just a little bit. Wiggle that bar up a little bit. Insert the plastic gauge and bring this needle bar down until I'm lightly scratching. Okay, I shouldn't be sticking real hard, but just getting that light scratching sound. Okay. At that point, I'm sure that I'm in line as far as the needle bar turning, about 15 degrees from being straight on. Then tighten up. And again, be sure to be real tight on this screw because there is a lot of pressure up and down, constant movement, so be sure to be good and tight on that screw. And then after that, replace your covers. Your lower cover, start with the retaining piece, which is going to fit in between each needle bar, or presser foot, and then replace the rest of them. Okay. For presser foot height, we're going to use these gauges. They come in your toolbox. They're thin, plastic, clear gauges. It might be hard to see this, but what you want to do is, you'll see that there's several of them stacked up. We're going to slide this gauge underneath and behind, and they have slots in them so you can put them into position. Okay. What that'll do is adjust the height of your presser foot itself. Okay. And you just slide those right in. Okay. Once you slide that into position, just let these other ones down. And then what you do is engage your presser foot itself, turn over to L point, which is your lowest point on your dial indicator, and a 1.5 millimeter Allen wrench to slide easily underneath there. Okay. If it's too easy and you got too much room, then you'll have to take one of those out to let that drop down lower. If there's not enough or it needs to go higher, do the exact same thing. Just add more shims, which will draw that presser foot out. So 1.5 millimeter Allen wrench to slide right in there and not have much play at all.